It's been a very long time since I paid attention to the intro of this game, but I noticed very recently that PUBG logo is no longer there. Now you just see a black screen with Krafton printed on it. I find this very interesting because it's been said that New State, the next PUBG mobile game, is going to be released sometime soon. But in my mind, this looks like Krafton has taken over PUBG entirely, and New State would actually be an addition to PUBG Mobile. I think that's really interesting to gamers as a whole who play this game, because it will mean that they won't just be starting at square one on an entirely new PUBG Mobile game, and perhaps they'll get all their account stuff, their skins, their achievements. They'll be imported into the new version of PUBG Mobile, which Krafton is making. Now this is purely speculation. Just to make that clear. And successors of the franchise and games of the next series usually do coexist with their previous iterations. So this should be treated as copium, and someone who's hoping that when the new game drops, that they won't just have their accounts completely wiped, have to start at square one, trying to open crates to get 25 silver constantly for years on end in order to get something. As a free-to-play gamer myself, who doesn't buy all the random loot boxes, the rigged loot boxes, all the spins, all the things you have to buy after you get a mythic gun in order to upgrade the gun. To make someone go through that again, it's essentially just robbery. Now, I can fully understand the mindset of a corporation, right? Like, they would want the people who have spent money in the original game to come back and spend more money on the newer version, especially with all the reported pre-orders and people who have shown interest in the game. And it would be great to split people's attentions and wallets between two games, especially the people who buy most of these upgradable skins, which costs hundreds of dollars to even fully upgrade. So having those people on both sides in both games spending money would keep the coffers full. But I'm hoping that they would at least recognize the free-to-play fan, right? So as you can see, this is just 100% copium, and hoping that that giant corporations actually give a crap about anything other than their bottom lines. But lots of games do that, right? Like, look at all the Call of Duty games. There are skins that you can get from the original Call of Duties that if you had, where you have to have certain cards in order to have certain guns that have certain skins that you can only use on those guns. It's an inclusion, a kind of like a callback to your original fan base to tell them, we haven't forgotten about you. we have all this cool stuff that's specifically just for you, and it makes them feel very included. It makes them want to participate in the new game that you have coming out, and even have newer players who are just joining the franchise for the first time come in and see that there are, good skins on the other game, or there's a particular skin they want, and so they go back and they make transactions on the previous game in order to get that skin to play with on the newer version. So basically a win-win, and it essentially provides a feeling of elitism. So that's always a good thing when you want people to engage with your media positively when they've been there for a long time, and to keep engaging with it. But it really is feeling like a wrap-up of sorts of PUBG Mobile, or this version, especially with the return of the Metro mode and that Godzilla vs. Kong playable movie trailer, or whatever it's called. The whole thing feels like, it feels very much like a wrap-up. Like we're getting ready for the next chapter of PUBG Mobile. And if this really is the end of PUBG Mobile, or this version of it, this will be great for players, making them feel like the corporation they spent so much money on, the game they spent so much money on, is not just gonna wipe all their accomplishments and their financial investment into the game, and it'll actually return something. By which I mean importing skins from one game into another, because corporations don't return money.